Hello my dear chess friends, welcome to Kiwi Chess. Here we are streaming again, trying to solve some puzzles. I realized that my rating goes up again and I believe that the puzzles that we'll meet will be a little bit... Oopsie, sorry, that's my that's my phone, sorry guys. The puzzles are gonna be much harder, and I believe I won't have that gain that I had when I dropped to 2300 or 2400, because I could easily hit like 140 points. I think I'd made one day, just purely because the puzzles were not that hard. But here we are facing some real beasts now, and they will be much trickier to solve and so on. So I shouldn't really relax. Although saying that, I realized that there still could be some of the puzzles that are indeed not hard. And that's the trickery here, and that's how it resembles real life. Because, as I always said, in real over-the-board game, you wouldn't spend your time on every single position looking if there are any tactical motives or not. Well, you will, but not to the extent that you would know that there is something and you're already calculating, right? So that's the thing. You need to save time in your real over-the-board game and practically go by intuition, saying like, well, actually something is wrong here. You need to have the sense of position. But until then, you just make positional moves, improving your position until you feel that something is wrong, right? And then you will start to think more and calculate. Okay, easy to say again, hard to perform. But here we go. We've got this puzzle. It is the knight endgame, and as I said in my prior session, which was on Saturday, Mikhail Botvinnik says that knight in games they resemble pawn in games, of course with certain certain extent, but the reason for doing that is of that kind of generalization is that knights are quite slow moving pieces, therefore the role of pawns is still kind of comparable to opponent games. But of course, knight in games are knight in games, nothing else. Right, what we've got here? We've got a really strong passer here, which is probably gonna go in queen. However, the opponent still has still got the knight, and that could jump with checks, etc. If we boldly move to d6 with our king, we will be questioned, right? So there is going to be check, and then wherever I go, yeah, it doesn't seem right because the king, the black king comes closer to the pawn, and either I reset, I'm just drawing back, or yeah, well then another check is coming. So that doesn't seem kind of. It seems a little bit messy, right? So it's murky, it's messy, it's not really what we want. We want kind of clear path to win, and therefore we need to invent something else. So the main thing that prevents us from going further and then well, ideally what I want is I want to place my king here. I want to move my pawn to e7, and once the king is here I want to check him from somewhere like c7 or g7, right? But for that our knight should be going somewhere, like in a really long journey to be able to check the enemy's king, which is again a little bit too long. We need to see something forcing here. So let's just try. In the meantime, I will quick glimpse into the stats, guys. Sorry. And here we are. Okay. All right. So what are we doing? What is our winning plan? Or another plan can be to get that pawn, then get that pawn and win. But that is also kind of slightly longer than we should be probably expecting. Now, my other thing is that I can move my knight to c6, having in mind that I still can go to d6. And then I'm gonna go slowly there, then I'm gonna move my knight um, and where I'm gonna move my knight, I don't know how to maneuver here, like going back or going there, something to get to c7, but but he will have enough time to check my king with his knight, and then he is gonna to approach to the pawn, and I think I'm gonna lose it. Or if I'm not, I'm gonna need to come with my king back, and then other checks are coming, and then he might win another pawn of mine. So that doesn't seem really appealing. There should be something easier, I reckon. There should be something easier. And bear in mind, look, I was always looking at that kind of move, but there is another move to f7. We're protecting the pawn, and we are minding our business as well, but what we are doing is we can give him a check this way, then he comes closer. We can give him another check here. He comes, if he comes to goes to any of those squares, we can just safely pass the pawn with check, and when he comes back, we're gonna come closer with the king, stalemating him. But the next move was gonna be check here, right? If he doesn't do that, if he prevents us from going there and he starts to attack us, so the d6 square is not for our is taking from away from our knight, we can do something else. We can go somewhere else, I reckon. But I'm not sure where to. Okay. So let's try to embody that one. So let's just try to see how we can get there. To me, it's kind of not clear, but I suspect that the first move should be the knight move. And I think there are two candidates here. I kind of like that move too, because here, well, he still cannot really go to e4 here. If he tries to attack me here, I've got enough time to move forward, then move the pawn, then give him check. And that's a good thing about the this move knight to d7, because I'm appearing on f6 with check then. However, if I move the right away, he's got this move. So king comes closer to the e pawn, and then what? How I'm going to get rid of that pesky king here, right? I can't really come closer with my king, and I've got no checks here, so something seems fishy. Is there any way I can protect myself from this e4 check somehow? Not immediately, no. Maybe just going forward. Still looks really paradoxical, but check here. We're going away. He takes here. And what did I gain? My pawn is under attack. I wasted everything. So no, obviously no, that's not what I would like to do. Going anywhere with the king leads to him taking e7 square, right? So that is pretty much crystal, right? So we can't do that. In the light of above, I just want to go to c6. Let's just do that. So he attacks my pawn. He attacks my pawn. The only possible move I see here is just to move with my king, just forcing, going there, going there. Pardon me. And then how am I gonna get rid of that king quicker? Because he will start to check me here, right? So kind of a simple but tough at the same time what to do. I reckon we need to move with the knight, but where and how? Also, let's just check any other plans here. So another plan is to maybe catch that knight. Can we do that? Let's just verify. I want to go there. He moves here. I'm gonna go there. He takes the pawn, taking my knight. I'm taking him. He takes me, right? So now doesn't satisfy me a bit. So what are we doing? What do we do? I kind of like move to d7, right? Because if he comes closer here, I think I can go to f6 right away, attacking that pawn. And that's going to be quite gruesome for black, right? Because um, first of all, if he attacks me here, I'm taking on h7 and the g5 pawn is protected, right? And I think I can still fiddle with my king around here. So he gives me check, for example. I'm gonna go there. He gives me another check. And well, that by itself doesn't seem right because he starts checking me and I can't really go around. I need to dance on two squares here. I can't go in further. So this pawn will fall after all. And that's not what I want. So it looks like this move here doesn't really uh, this check here doesn't really serve the purpose, seems like. But let's say if he goes there, I'm giving him check, he comes there. What if I don't take the pawn, but I'm gonna declare another check here, this way, right? So if that is played, I am still gonna attack him. If he goes to from e7 to any square like d8 or f8, then my pawn is gonna push forward with check, and it's a tempo. If he takes me, that's not a problem. I'm queening on e8 and I'm winning. But if I'm checking, he goes there, then what I would do is probably go to e6 with my king, and then f6 is going to be winning. Even if he protects the square by going there or there, I'm gonna check him, and then once he takes, I'm taking with the pawn and I'm gonna deliver checkmate here. So that's my plan. Sorry if it is a little bit yeah, a lot of errors there and that, but that's how we actually thinking during the process, right? So here, that's how I go to d7. Now what is he going to do? If he goes with the king right forward, right? So okay, you can do that. So I'm gonna go there out to f6, and my idea is to give a check. I don't care about the pawn. It is first and foremost for getting his king out and then getting closer. Now, let's just verify one more line here. So if he, say, attacks me this way, attacks my pawn, and I'm gonna give him a check. What if he doesn't go to f8 or d8? He's not that stupid, is he? So he goes to e8 right forward. Okay, he goes to e8 right forward. What I'm going to do there, I'm going to move to maybe I should just move the pawn right forward as well. So once he takes, I don't have e6 square anymore for myself, but maybe there is something else then. That's a problem, guys, because if I go d6, he's gonna give me check, and again I'm dancing on two squares here. Otherwise the pawn is gonna be lost, right, or not? So if he gives me check, I'm gonna go to e6, of course. Now he gives me another check from here. I'm gonna go. If I'm gonna go forward here, so he gives me another check. My pawn is already on a7, so it is protected by the knight, so he can't take me really. So now what I do? If I just go there, he goes back somewhere. Funny thing is that I don't have any position that I could put him in Zugzwang or something. So that move, knight king to e8, is in fact really disturbing for me. Let's just verify that again. So I'm going there. Say he goes and attacks my pawn. I'm giving him check. He goes to e7. Now I'm gonna give him check here. He goes to e8. My goodness. Why do I have my sound here? Just a moment. Media. Oh, ringtone is on the max. The phone doesn't really Yeah, that should be fine now. Welcome guys. I see that's a lot of people watching now, so thank you for dropping by. If you are first time here, my name is Alex and I'm a candidate master from New Zealand. So here I mostly solve puzzles on Lichess. I do have my chess.com account, of course, and I solve puzzles there too, but I'm committing to leave that particular puzzle solving for the channel. Okay, so just to do it while I'm streaming, whereas the other one I use for training out, like once I'm not doing it here. So it is also training, but this is like a kind of backup, so I don't drop my rating here, which is really hard to get back. And I committed this crime many times where I was feeling not good or whatever, but I still try to solve puzzles here, and I have got the syndrome of gambler where you lose some rating and it's like, well, I'll just do one more and I'll regain, and then you can't control yourself. So the best way is to abstain from this kind of situation in general, and that's what I'm doing. So I don't solve puzzles here when I'm offline, and I'm just gonna do and train myself on chess.com if this profile is to keep the record for my streaming, right? And overall, I kind of like Lichess more, frankly saying, because here that allows me to solve puzzles without any time pressure. There you have got like minutes or just a little bit over to get the puzzle correctly, and then if you do it correctly, you get full bonus. If you do it within like unlimited time, you get like plus 5 points if you solve correctly or something. So technically you can do it there, but that feels a little bit kind of handicap. Anyways, right, so what are we doing? So the idea is to go there, and as we see, he can go and attack my pawn, and I'm gonna go there. Well, technically he can actually take here, right? Straightforward. So he's attacking my pawn. No, he cannot, because gosh, what I'm talking about. I'm checking him, of course. So he goes in front of the pawn. What if he doesn't go in front of the pawn, by the way? What if he goes somewhere like here? What do I do? I believe that then we can simply take the pawn here with check again, and we'll get 2 pawns now. One is protected, another one is protected, so he cannot do much about that. So I'm gonna go further, then move my pawn forward with check, and if he comes back, there's another check here. So yeah, I think he kind of has to capture that, I think. Otherwise, well, I haven't got anything else. So everything else is gonna be a little bit too slow. So I'm going there. If he attacks me anyhow, I'm just, yeah, and that's the only way I could probably think of. If I go there and he tries to break through, I'm just gonna go there and my pawn is gonna run, right? So no. Okay, I'm kind of committed to that move, but let's see if we've got anything else. Let's just calculate it once again. Since the every kind of bad decision is kind of really great cost here on Lichess, so we need to be really um, certain that we are not miscalculating. So he goes there, or no. So if I go there, what if he goes there? Yeah, that's interesting. So I'm just gonna go that way, and I'm still performing the same plan, right? So that's not a biggie. So we go there. He attacks me. I'm gonna give him check. He comes to e7. I'm gonna give him check here. So he goes. Well, he doesn't have that many squares, but we thought that e8 was gonna be the best resistance here, right? Provided that the other stuff is even worse. And now, and now, and now. Now he can take that pawn and his pawn is gonna run. So we need to invent something that doesn't really lose the victory. And I just want to glimpse into the stats. Wonderful. All right, so what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? This option to f7 is definitely worse because check here doesn't really bring any other things. If he goes back there, yeah, I can give me check from here, but by some reason I kind of, well, actually I'm not sure now. So if I go there, yeah, well, no, I think I would really like to attack him from this side, from f6, because that, yeah. Again, intuition tells me that I should go there, but maybe my intuition is wrong. That's how chess is different from poker. You can't really bluff. If somebody calls out your bluff, you are screwed, really, right? Okay, guys, I'm gonna go this way that I planned, but let me verify that again. So go in there. So he goes and attacks my pawn. I'm gonna go give him a check. He goes to e7. I'm checking him again. He goes to e8, and then what? Since he is trying to take my pawn here, I can move my pawn further. So he takes the pawn here. He can't reach my pawn on e7 anymore. But what am I going to do about the whole other stuff? See, his pawn is about to run now, f5, and then going forward. So maybe that's not the position we would like to reach. Maybe I'm missing something. And that's how all these 2600 plus puzzles are different from the lower level. Here, you need to be really careful. Otherwise, you're gonna lose. And you've got an infinite time. So, pardon me for going on kind of in circles here, but we need to be sure. I need to be sure that I'm not miscalculating anything here. And it's kind of a hard puzzles. So, going there, attacking me here, sure. Check here is available, yes, available. Check, so he goes there. Can we save this pawn? Not quite sure yet, but technically we might be able to. Because we can take pawn on h7 as well, right? If we do that, he gives me a check and my pawn is gone. So that brings us to the thought that we shouldn't really care about that pawn that much. So then check comes. That's the only way we could deal with that. So going further. Now this pawn is still under attack. My pawn here is under attack, and my king, if he checks, it is probably gonna be a draw. Or maybe not. Check, I'm going away. Check, take him, I'm taking here. Is this a draw or not? I think it is a win. It should be a win. We can go back and take that pawn, of course. And if he tries to break through here, my pawn is gonna go there and reach the square. If he goes there, I will let him pass. I won't even take en passant here. So I will aim at that pawn, just going further. His king is at the back, so I think we should win here. So we shouldn't be afraid of this check, in fact. Alright, so then going there, goes there, we're gonna go check, he goes there, we're gonna go check, he comes back, and now just going further with my king, probably. So he takes here, I'm going there. Now he's got this check here, and I'm gonna go and attack him. If he goes back, like say the same place, what am I doing? I can attack him from here, of course. Then he gives me check here, and I go to e6, he gives me check back, and it is repetitive, so I can't really get away. Or maybe I can. My pawn is actually protected, right? So if he gives me check from here, I can go as far as this way, but then his pawn starts to move, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. Interesting.
Very interesting, guys. Very interesting. Maybe there is another way. I still don't see any kind of advance there. That's what I'm kind of missing. I can't really advance there. So if I go that way instead, I'm predicting that, right? So this move is pointless. But if he goes that way, then we are kind of in trouble, right? Or maybe not. Then we go. We haven't got check anymore, right? So we can't check him. But we can go that way. If he attacks me here, I'm gonna give him check from this side now. And then if he goes back there, that is going to be a problem, I believe, right? Because if I go that way, and if he takes the pawn, I can't go to e6. That's bloody knight is actually getting everything not correctly. Okay. Maybe we could use that knight here as a leverage just to check and then move the pawn and win somehow. Like sometimes taking with check is crucial, but I still don't see how. I still don't see how we are gaining advantage here. Sorry guys, I'm just doing something in parallel here. I need to have a little bit of distortion here just to distract myself from the solving, and then I'll come back. I think it might be of some merit to me. Okay, going back. Sometimes it's really good just to kind of flush your cache and go back here. Okay, so let's just do it again. So that move is interesting because we can go there, check, and then try to move the pawn forward, right? However, well, I don't see if we go there, there's no checks first of all, so yeah, kind of no, that seems better to me, right? That seems better to me, and if he goes there, I am... What if I just go further here? So he takes, I'm gonna give him check, and then he moves, I'm gonna give him check here. Oh, actually, that makes sense. Look, it's just a permutation here. Yeah. So instead of giving me check, I'm just simply moving with my king. He can't really check me from here, but if he takes my pawn, then I'm gonna give him check first. He needs to move somewhere, and it's the only two squares here, then check and check queening. Wow, that's so simple actually. See what I mean? If you just can kind of flush your cache, like your memory, and just go back to the screen and then see. Actually, I missed that. You see, like with fresh sight, you know. Pardon me. So let's do that. It's kind of revelation, really. That's how I think Alexander Alekhine was right to say, like, that the ability to play chess is actually born with the player. And I don't mean myself, of course, I'm not that kind of bold to say that, but I mean all the great players, they've got this kind of vision. It is the same thing as like the painter, that he sees the whatever painting he wants to see, the composition, all these details in that. Pardon me.
And here I agree. This level of ingenuity is required to see little details and how to put them all together. Yeah, that's just interesting how it works. I can't really conquer that myself, but sometimes it just all the ends meet, and you see like, well, actually that's it, right? Going there. Okay. Oh, he goes there. Now, look, we've got a little bit of a distortion here. We can't really apply our previous plan because, well, our previous plan, which was based there, because now if I move here, he's gonna give me check, right? No good. What are we doing then? We still cannot really allow him to go that way, so I believe we just need to wait. I think we can just wait to go there, right? If he comes closer, it doesn't really mean anything, so he still needs to move. If his king goes away, then we move further and we're winning. So he's in Zugzwang, so he needs to move his knight in this case. Funny, really funny. So if he doesn't move his knight, trying to catch me here, and goes to e7, then we give check, and if he goes back, and then I think we're gonna probably do the same exercise that we did before. So if we just move our pawn further, where would he go? That's a problem for him. Again, if he just deviates with his knight somewhere, like here, I'm coming closer here and checkmate his next move. Or if he doesn't want to risk, he could do something, but then the pawn can take and we're still delivering checkmate, right? So that's decided. So we have got this first move here, which is really essential because that deprives him from the e8 square, and if he goes away somewhere, well, first of all, he can't go there. If he goes there, the pawn moves and we win, right? So that's the second essential move here. Now, of course, he doesn't want to lose right forward. Nobody wants. So he goes to e7 with his king, and then we give him a check, and then he needs to go somewhere. Luckily, here is a place without any checks, and then we simply move our pawn forward. That's what I reckon. If we move our pawn forward and he goes to f7, for example, he's got one more square here to catch on. We can move there. He gives us a check. We move there. He gives us another check, and then he wins the pawn. Not good. So maybe once we standing here and the pawn is there, maybe we should move to avoid the check, in fact. Okay, his king is here. If we are avoiding the check with his knight, so he needs to move closer somehow, right, in order to protect the pawn, then what do we do? Do we have any trick here? We can go back and attack his knight, in fact, and if he returns back, then we can move that way. And then again, this position is, it's interesting how king can go back and forth, but maybe it is not necessary here, frankly saying. Maybe it is something, yeah, maybe I'll make my next move and the computer says, yeah, that's it, resign. Who knows? But definitely this check is kind of necessary here, I think. It's necessary here. Okay, let's do that. Correct. Okay, yep, as we said, we predicted that move. Now we are going to give him a check, of course, and he goes there. That's the only move that is probably not losing right away. If he goes anywhere else, we still deliver a check, and he returns back to this place anyways, right? And then we go to e6, and he's lost. Okay, check, and that's winning. Yoo-hoo! And I just wanted to explain to you guys. So here goes there. I think this is the best because that goes there without checks, which is good. Now, I am really keen on playing this way here. And if he goes that way, I'm gonna go that way. Then I'm gonna deliver this check here, and it's gonna be fatal. Now, if he doesn't go there and if he tries to do that thing instead, well, I don't know what it is for, but I'm gonna go there anyways. And his knight cannot really reach me with any checks, and then my next move is gonna be check here. I don't care. If he takes me, I take him here, and guess what? The next move is checkmate, no matter if his pawns are passers here or not. Whoo, that was a beast, guys. How much time did I spend? I was just wondering. I think I was babbling for about half hour at least. Yeah, 37 minutes for one. Well, of course, I just went on a tangent here, of course, but yeah, it is not. It's nothing like. Um, it was not really necessary. So this puzzle actually has got the rating of 2683, which is quite high. Yeah, and it's of course taking from a real game, only chess between 2300 player as white and 2487. Quite high level of play, of course. Okay, I think I speak. I say of course too much time, of course. Right, next one. So we are closer to 27. Alright, so what we have got here? What have we got here? We are one pawn short, and the enemy's pawns are quite formidable, right? That which means our king is here, and that check at some point. Not like it is threatening at the moment, but it is not a pleasant position that we've got here. By the look of that, only those pawns are really threatening, right? Only those pawns. Can we take that rook? If we take that rook, he gives us a check. We go away, and he has to take the rook back, I believe, right? I think that's the case. There is another option, guys. Since we control that diagonal apart from, that pawn is blocking that, we got this idea of checkmating on h8 at some point, or with the queen, whatever. But for that, we need to open the diagonal first, right? If we do that, are we okay here or not? First, if we do that, we are also threatening to check here, right? So he goes, and then everything rolls in the place, right? Because of the we will have some additional resources to attack the enemy's king, and if we're checking, that's called initiative. Therefore, we are threatening something. This open knight, open king wouldn't be here for long. It's gonna die at some point. Now, but what are we doing with this rook? Shall we take it or not? Maybe we should. Let's just calculate. So we take, he gives a check, we're going away, he takes the rook, right? So it's still our move, which is good. So what are we doing then? We can, in theory, move the pawn forward. Why? Because our idea is really humble, to checkmate. Still kind of a really long threat here, but if he takes, or if he doesn't take, then we kind of jump into the battle here quite fast. But maybe that's not too fast. If he retakes with the rook, I'm placing my rook on h4. Our king is already here, so he hasn't got any leverage of challenging me to checkmate him. He can place a pawn here, sure, but if for how long? I'm not quite sure if he's gonna be. I can take here. I can go somewhere here. Then it's gonna be quite disastrous. I think his king's residence has got more holes than Dutch cheese. So yeah. What else can we do? Is there anything more forcing? I can be delusional too, so maybe we can find something better. The problem is that he can place his queen on b2 afterwards, so looks like we either need to move away that rook, which can be taken with check, or take on a2 with check, to take on a2. Then he gives us a check, we're going away, he takes on a2 with the queen, and here comes the revelation. Maybe we should attack his rook, because the rook is hanging here, right? So there is no way. Maybe we should move with the queen somewhere, like here or something like that. If I move there, what if he moves his rook queen to b2. What are we doing then? We can give him a check, of course. He takes. We can check here. He can cover. We can give check here. So yeah, well, with this move we will destroy his residence, of course. But let's just do it again. Take, check, going away, taking on a2, e6. Say he takes with the rook. Then we have already seen that we are doing pardon me, our usual maneuvering on h4. Then this is a checkmate threat here, guys. So he moves the pawn forward. And what have we got then? We can probably relocate. I can even relocate here somewhere, like to give him check and then checkmate him. I think that's gonna be quite gruesome. The pawns here are kind of dangerous, but checkmate is first, of course, right? So, saying that, let's just see how we are standing here. Yeah, okay. And now I just want to go live to see the chat. And here we are. Wonderful. Right, so what are we doing? All those things are definitely too slow. So again, either we take on a2 or we move away the rook, but this move should be quite well calculated, because I don't believe that there is anything more forcing than taking or checking. We can lurk in ambush here to provoke the ambush, but that's not forcing move really. So taking here, checking here is probably the best. Although I don't know. I'm moving away. Now if he takes me, maybe this is the move, I don't know. I'm threatening check here, so if he goes back like that, I'm gonna go there and then move that way. I don't know if that's feasible, in fact. But it doesn't, well, that seems a little bit slower, so I might move e6 maybe. If he gives me check, I'm gonna go away. Then check here, no, definitely. So we have to take it, looks like. In light of all of the potential black's threats here, I think we're going away. He has to take the rook, and then we still have initiative, right? So we go e6, for example, and then yeah, this is the threat here. All the threats there. We can go there with tempo. Yeah. If we go there and he steps there with his queen, attacking my queen, what do? I can take here check. If he goes anywhere, I can probably just go somewhere here, maybe, or something. I don't know. Yeah, somebody challenges me to 1/4 of a minute. I don't play those controls in principle, but thank you for your invitation. Okay, let's see. Somehow I need to relocate that rook quicker, because I don't really see. This kind of feels really slowish, very slowish. And in fact, if I take, he gives check, I go away. Pardon me. I go away. He takes me here, and I go e6. He goes there. I kind of feel it is not
the actual way, because he can go into e5 and check if I'm not really careful. So if I take here check, he simply goes away. What do I do? What do I do in this position? Okay, I'm not sure. Let's see. Anyhow else I can relocate. Maybe I can sacrifice. No, I cannot really sacrifice the rook here, can I? Taking, checking. Is there any way I could potentially? No, there's no way. I can't really cover with my queen, can I? Because he gives me a check. And it's the only way I can escape to h2. Then he takes, and here is the moment where we can actually destroy the enemy's forepost here, right? And if he takes this way, I'm gonna go that way, and then, well, technically it is kind of the full destruction here, but not quite yet, really. So he goes there, we're checkmating him. So if he goes there and he takes, for example, with the rook, then this comes this way. Doesn't really help, looks like, because we are starting to going alongside B file, for example, or maybe even D file. I'm not sure yet, but either way seems nice and attacking. And with the rook and queen, I think we're gonna kill him. Yeah, I'm gonna take the bullet. I think I'm gonna go there, but let's just verify if there is anything else here. So, if not taking, then what? Any forcing retreat? No, again. So by elimination, I think that's the only move here, guys. I'm gonna go there. Check. Going away, taking, and now e6. So as soon as we are closer to our position that we were estimating from afar, we need to see that there is anything here, right? So it's closer, it's more, it's clearer, it is easier to calculate now. So right, let's do that. Let's stop here and calculate. So e6 was the idea. If he goes that way, we're taking with check. He takes here. Actually, we can give that check and then take the rook, which is it's interesting because we can take there then and then sacrifice our rook afterwards, so we can even deliver checkmate there. That's actually, that thing ties everything up, because if he doesn't take on e6, I'm taking here with check. Hang on, but he might not take. He might go there. Then we can still get that way, right? We can still get to f3. But his queen, he can give me check from here. That's a problem. See, if I go there, he goes to b2. That's a problem for me. I thought I was gonna go there, check, and he takes, then everything is fine. But if he simply goes away, what am I going to do then? So in order for to not to get this check from e5, I need to go somewhere to protect e5 and then at the same time attack him. And I think queen to a5 might be the good start, because if he takes, I'm still gonna give him check, and I'm protecting e5. So I think that sounds not too bad. Then I'm gonna give this check as well and take that rook. But he can he defend the rook? He can go that way. He can go that way for sure. I'm giving check anyways, then taking the rook anyways. Yes, I think it is fine. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna go. That's wrong. Bugger. So what did we miss? This way? No. Maybe going f3 right away here. Yep. Okay. And why is this so essential? e6 now doesn't seem right, does it? Maybe just going there. Yeah, then checks, and I'm kind of approaching. Yeah, well, this was a hard one, and I'm frankly saying I'm really not good at playing with queens because it's really long range pieces, a lot of variations here, but finally I kind of managed to get there, even though yeah I saw this move. Maybe I should have thought of that instead, but e6 seemed to me kind of okay. Let's verify. The only problem here was that if I move there and he takes, what have I got? If I go there, well, first of all, he can just escape, can he? I just got there, check. If he goes back here, what am I doing? No. So if he goes there, I need to give him a check. So he goes away, then I give him this check. He comes that way. So technically I have got nothing here. And that's what I should have foreseen. I thought like, well, it is a starting attack initiative, but in fact, there is nothing else. There's nothing here. Amazing how queen escapes. That's why e6 was wrong. And I saw that move in a different context, but here it is slightly different. So if he moves there, that's what I was thinking. But then I've got this e6 move now. Okay, because that's a real threat. Checking here is gonna be just devastating. Okay, makes sense. So yeah, makes total sense now. Once you saw the solution, everything makes sense. Everything starts to make sense. Okay. All right. So next one, I have been streaming for 54 minutes. Yep. So I think I can add one more just to show a little bit of a progress here. I'm still progressing. I'm 2 points in gain. I gained 11 points and I lost 9 points. So 2 points plus. So let's just probably do one more and maybe call it a day because I have got work day tomorrow. Today is a public holiday in New Zealand, so Labor Day. Strangely, Labor Day is not working day. But yeah, okay. So what are we doing here? Let's count the material first. Looks like we are equal because I see both got 2 pieces here, one rook, one queen. Well, those passers here are kind of intimidating. So we are 2 pawns down, and those are really strong passers. So we need to be extra careful in terms of not allowing those ones to go further. But we've got really nice knight here on e3, a really strong bishop which deprives the enemy's king from going to g1, and our queen aligned to get on h2, but we cannot do anything so far. We can probably attack this weak square on g3, but from where? That's not really clear yet. I can try and sacrifice on f3, which seems quite playable. If he retakes me, maybe then I can attack g2 at some point. But how and where from? From g5 or from h3? I can do that. In either way, he can go rook to g1, and then Okay, so from h3 I can give him check there. He covers, I checkmate him. So that seems like a plan. And if I take, he doesn't take, he goes further with the pawn. What I do? I can take that with the bishop, of course, but he takes me here, and then what? Interesting. Okay. Maybe we could try and do that, attacking there and threatening to take, but he's got heaps of different variations here to prevent that from coming. So I can take here, he can take, I'm gonna take here, he takes, I'm gonna checkmate. Maybe this is also playable vario here. But to me seems like this taking on f3 is more forcing. So he takes, then we are threatening to checkmate. Is there any way he could defend himself from there? He can go that way, attacking me in fact. But I'm still gonna give him check. He goes away. Then we've got discovered checks, and then we're taking the queen. Well, that sounds good, right? That sounds really good. So basically he's got no escape here. Apart from if I take, he goes a7. And that's what concerns me. That's what concerns me, kind of. So here I can't really return with my rook. I can take on a7 with my bishop. But then if he simply takes on f3, what I do? In fact, I've just found one more move which is interesting. So they just go in there. The problem for white is not only I'm threatening to sacrifice here on f3, but also to go there check. See, and then the whole thing is open, and I think it is quite bad for white, because no matter how he, well, he can't really protect me from sacrificing on here, which would lead to me going to h3. But if he goes there, I can simply check here. So yeah, I think that's the thing. It's a really strong thing actually. And if he goes e7, in this case I'm gonna give him check first. He goes away, I'm taking here with check, and then I'm taking here. So yeah, that makes sense. Can he defend against that? Can he somehow protect f2? Maybe this way. Then I'm taking here. And he can't do anything because I'm checkmating him on e3, h3. h2, sorry. I think that sounds like a real good plan. I'm gonna go there, guys. Nice. Now he is threatening to get their check. He got away with the with his queen, but his threat is quite gruesome. So he's trying to move the pawn further with check, and that's not really good, is it? I can still try and do my work this way, taking gear, because I'm attacking him and threatening checkmate. If he gives me check this way, then next move he's gonna queen, and it's gonna be checkmate for me, right? Or is it? I can return back. No, I can't, because I'm under check. Sorry, it is discovered check, so I cannot do that. Even if I go there, he can double check, double protect his knight. So now I cannot. No, this way I'm just giving smothered checkmate. Interesting. If he goes there, what if I give him check this way? Still, he's got only one way to go. Now if I give him this check again, he just goes away, right? So this is perpetual, but not the winning. That's not winning. If I go there, check, and he goes back here, for example, I do this check, he simply takes me, right? So that doesn't really seem nice. What if I just go there? He takes me here, I'm just gonna go take here. C6, interesting. If he gives me check, I don't care, I'm taking you. You take me here, sure, I'm just gonna retake, and I'm winning here. So this move is probably a killer, but that's not sure yet. I'm definitely attacking his queen. He can't really check me here, because if he does, I'm just taking you. You take me here, or I don't care, I'm just retaking, and I'm still like queen for rook, which is more than advantageous, right? But maybe there is something better there. And I don't see it yet. I don't see that yet. From everything else, more forcing is just check on f2, but then he escapes, right? And what am I doing then? I can go there with the idea of check here and then smother checkmate. I'm just kind of keen on the checkmating him, but I don't have this time. So check, I'm gonna go away. So c6 seems like the most plausible idea here, because he needs to get away from here now. If he takes, sure, I'm simply taking here and I'm already threatening checkmate. If he goes there though, well, first of all, he can't really take me. Then I can give him check. Secondly, then what else? That's actually interesting. H3 is a move, right? Interesting. So the more I look into this position, the more I realize it's not as easy, right, as I thought. But I kind of like, I don't know. Check, take here. Maybe just go there. If I can go to e3, by the way. So if he goes with his stupid check, I'm just taking. And if he takes here, I'm taking here. He takes here, and I'm still like a queen for a rook and a piece, right? So that's kind of advantageous too. So if I go there, but once I'm going to e3, what if he takes, what am I gaining? Nothing. All right, so this nothing can be in fact done here. If I go somewhere here, that was another idea of mine, just to do some other checkmate here. Still check. And what am I doing? Yeah, I'm losing. No more
simple move, we need to think about something like a really forcing thing. In fact, well, I can sacrifice my queen. I'll try. So he's gonna go there. Now I have got a check. He goes there. Now I can check from here, but then he simply takes my bishop. So the only way is just to go there with check. He goes away, and it seems like it is perpetual. But I don't want perpetual, I want to win here. So let's just restrain our brain for a little bit more and see if we could deliver something more spectacular than that. Because if I just go c6, that doesn't solve the problem. He takes me, and then I take here, and he goes h3. Both of my pieces are hanging. That's not a problem because they both go away. If I give him a check here, he can go either here or there, and then I don't have any follow-up, and that might be a problem. I can take here with check. If he goes to h2 and if he retakes, I'm gonna give a check here. Then he goes to here, and I believe I haven't got any follow-up here. That's a problem. So there should be something easier. That's what I reckon. If I go there check, he goes there. If I go this check here, discovered, he can't take me. He cannot take me, he can cover, but then I take and he gives this check, and which is killing. So his queen here is in really good position, in fact. In what I can do here, I can go to queen to e3. I was looking at this move first, but then I realized that could be some potential here too, because if he goes there, check, I'm going away, he takes, I'm taking, and then my idea is to give him smothered checkmate here, but it's not possible because he just goes h3, and all my plans are gone. All my plans are gone. Okay, not good. Oi, where's my Twitch? Live analytics. All right. So let's see. Let's see. Since we redirected, maybe I still needs to give him a check. So go there. Okay. Now what can I do? I can go there check, right? So that's discover check. Now, well, first of all, he can go that way too, since we haven't eliminated the. But I can take here check. He takes, then we're gonna give this check here, and I believe that he is gonna die here soon because it is a checkmate. Okay, so now again check here, he goes there. We decided that check, and if he goes here, he dies, right? Now if he goes backwards, then what are we doing? My knight here is standing quite well because of this checkmate threat here. So what if I just go there check? Oh, sorry, I'm just taking here. So he gives a check, right? And I can't really avoid that check. So that goes there, and my king is under attack. C6, sure, he takes. Not that sweet spot anymore, but I'm just gonna take here. He goes h3. I can actually take on h3 with check. So he goes away. We got the checkmate.
Interesting. And if he takes, I'm taking here check. He goes away. I'm checking here. If he goes that way, then check here. He goes back. Well, I can't give him check from g3, in fact, because no, if I give him check here, he goes there, and oh, there is no knight here anymore. So technically, I can give him a checkmate, right, somewhere. So he goes there. Check here. He has to take. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So check here. He goes there, and this is the check that I'm kind of trying to do. So if he covers with either of knights, would that do? Well, he can't really. No, he can. He can do that. So here he's got a cover, and that's why this is not really good. Okay. So check. He goes there. Check here then. So he goes that way. That's gonna be not good. Sacrificing, but he takes. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. It doesn't look right. If it's not sounding and looking right, it's not right. Simple. Maybe I'm missing something. That's what I'm currently thinking about. I would say that my initial idea was just to go back with the bishop, right? Saving that. I'm threatening to take, but now he can. No, well, he cannot, but he can go there and protect himself, right? So he can do that for sure. Now taking on the f3 doesn't really make any sense, but this move is actually also interesting because I've just realized we can still attack him, but this one was sure if he simply takes yeah. What am I doing there? No, I don't see what we can do. So yeah. It's very interesting. Simply taking doesn't work because he gives me check. And that doesn't make sense. If, well, from attacking the queen is the only move, oh, two moves, this one and that one, and both of them seems like not leading anywhere. Apart from that, we've got this sacrifice. I don't know if it is okay or not, but check here, he goes there. I'm gonna go check here, for example. Now he can cover, by the way, so that doesn't really make any sense to me. Then if we can go give him double check, he cannot go back there, so he goes back. Therefore, it's gonna be perpetual. Do I need perpetual here? No. And this is the idea with smothered checkmate is actually really kind of haunting me here. I don't know if there's a possibility of that threat. Well, there is, but under what circumstances? That's what I'm kind of keen on knowing. Okay. Should be something simple. I think I'm overcomplicating things. Should be something really simple. Well, this one is not too bad because if he takes, I'm taking him here, and I'm threatening checkmate. Now he goes h3. I'm just gonna give him check here. He takes. I'm taking here check. He goes away. I am checking here, he goes there. I can't check him here because he takes me with a queen, but maybe I could do something else. Overall, that seems really... I'm gonna give him checkmate here, right? Check. Well, he can cover with a queen, in fact, right? It's a problem. So, but then I'm gonna give him check here and I'm checkmating. Wow. And if he covers this way, then I'm gonna give him check this way. He's gonna go somewhere. I'm gonna give him check this way. He goes away. No, I can't even give him check here, so I cannot give him check. I can give him check here. Gosh, but that seems really promising. It's like a lot of... I'm probably missing a simple checkmate there, guys. That's what I reckon. Yeah. So let's just go with c6 then. I think that's the only kind of feasible move here that I could think of. And if he takes, as we said, we're taking here. If he takes, then drum roll, we are taking here. So once we take here and we are threatening this way, he can just drop back, in fact. Wow. That refutes everything, for goodness sake. No, it doesn't, because then we give him a check here and he needs to give away the queen. Yay! I think that's how I'm going to play. But without elation, let's just verify this variation again. So it's a 6, takes, then taking here with the checkmate threat. What if he simply goes away? There's a checkmate there anyways, I think. So check here. He goes away. Cannot go away because the rook. Yep. Okay, that seems nice. Check, taking here. Now, with this one, we are taking here. That's what we decided, but let's wait. Since we arrived here, there is no need to rush, because I shit a lot of those ones where I was just rushing towards my plan and I didn't really see something kind of strange reply from the enemy. But there is not that much I could see here apart from this check, right? And if he takes, well, I believe this is the most sincere reply here. So it goes away, and then what? Then what? We can even go that way, I think. Threatening checkmate in 1. He can go there, but then he loses this check, and he goes and checkmate here. Yeah, I think that should be it. Oh, come on! What? This check? Could you believe that shit? What if he goes there? Check here. Take, check here, goes there. This way, you mean? Oh, bugger. Well, such a long calculation and just... I can't believe it is not that. And I saw this one and I just didn't see any reply here. That's what kind of frustrates me a lot. Yeah, computer, tell me. So he goes away. I'm checking here, sure. He has to retake, then check here and quick checkmate. Oh, not quick checkmate, actually. Going there. Whoa, that's a subtlety here, actually. So he goes there, check here, of course. Oh no, it is quick checkmate. I'm simply taking here. Going there, check here. Going there. Another check. Going back. Can you believe that? No, I can't. No. That's not. Now, what is wrong with my plan? Now, if it goes h3, I calculated till here. So taking here, it is. Is it? Hang on a moment. So going there, is it a draw? Because he can go there. Oh, for fuck's sake. And check here goes there. Yeah, there's nothing here. I saw that and I was wondering, like, well, maybe there is something, but
There is no maybe. I got closer to this position, so I had to spend more time and calculate. My goodness, my impatience kills me. Chess is not a game for impatient people. Okay, so I am 6 points down now. Shall I continue? I probably shall, but let me just analyze this position again once we've got this h3 move here. So I clearly saw that one, but what if he goes there? I simply take, right? And if he takes me here, then I've got this discovered check, which is stronger, of course, because I can follow up with the king and then go there, and then this check, and then the queen goes off the board, and then yeah, I'm winning. Of course, silly me. How couldn't I see that? It is really well. Frankly saying, this is like 1, 2, 3, and here on the third move, I needed to see the sacrifice on h3, which it goes there anyway because it's a forcing move. And once we go there, this is how we approach slowly. But look, it's really hard to decide once you've got basically nothing so far, really. Yeah, in this position, you would say like, well, hang on a second, he's got an extra knight here, so what the heck am I doing here? Oops. So if we go there, what's the continuation? Could you find? In fact, there are three of them, three different ones, and all of them lead to the black's advantage. Imagine that. But why? Oh, okay. So that's the only move that leads. Sorry, I was looking at the other estimation. It was plus, so I didn't see the plus there. So this is the only move in this position. This is the only move that leads to a win. Well, this one I wouldn't find it. I'm frankly saying to you, this was I wouldn't really find that one from move 33 to move 39 to find that move here that wins. Intuitively, yeah, you would need to go to this position to be able to shift the gear. This check here goes away. We're coming closer. He has to take. I'm taking. The pawn cannot really go anywhere. Yeah, well, that's fair. So here I agree. But to find that from afar, that's why I'm saying 2600 puzzles. They are devils. They're just little devils here. Right. So what I see in this position is, well, I don't want to count material because that's kind of doesn't make any sense here. If I give him a check first, he goes there for sure. So I'm taking, he's taking me here, no profit. Now, if I go there, the problem for white is that he can't really save that rook unless he goes there. Sure. Can we use that somehow? Maybe we could. Because we can give him a check here, he needs to go away, and then we may be going we can go there, and my idea would be to give him a check, he goes there. There's no checkmate, so no, that's not really good. My idea is linear checkmate or winning the rook, which can always go there, which is a little bit pain. That's a pain. Now, if I take the pawn, my idea is still to get there and win. Can he come closer? Yes, he can. He can come closer. Then I'm gonna go there. Then he brings the rook in, and then we check. He goes somewhere either here or there. Another check. He goes probably away, like here. If I take the rook, he takes my rook, so no merit. Now, and the third thing is that we need to kind of look for a combination here to checkmate. Maybe we could go that way, by the way. That's interesting. So if he goes there... In fact, if we go there, are we threatening anything? Yeah, we can go that way, and therefore he needs to go back, right? So he needs to go back, and still not really following that. But it should be simple. It shouldn't be that complex. So it's either here or either there is kind of a threat, sure. If I go away with my rook, is that a threat? Yes, it is a threat because I'm still threatening to take his, to give a check and go away. Now, the problem with the going away, he can approach the other rook, and I don't want to. So what is my goal here? I can, in fact, go somewhere like back there. What is the reason? I can just check and win. He doesn't want that, so he can either check me first, I'm just gonna go away, doesn't really matter, or he can bring his rook closer to the king. Therefore, if I check, he goes closer there, then I can give him another check, and if he comes somewhere here, I can give him another check, right? So that's my point. That's how I probably should go. But saying that, why exactly there? That's what I don't understand. He can go there. Then I haven't got this check anymore. So maybe I could go just a little bit closer there. I'm still threatening. And if he comes closer, I'm gonna give him check. If he goes there, he loses. If he goes there, I'm gonna give him another check. Then he comes either way. He attacks my rook. And that's a catch. I can't go anywhere. And my rook is hanging here too. So no, we have to go a little bit further. And if we go there, say if he goes that way, I would still give him a check. He would go somewhere here. I would give him a check, and then I'm gonna take. So that's not a problem. Yeah, that's the idea. Check. I'm going. Oh, hang on. Is there any catch in here then? Well, going to e7 doesn't. No, I'm gonna go there. Right. So now this is the case, and my idea would be to check. He goes that way. I'm going to give him check. He goes that way. I'm checking and winning, right? So that should do. Actually, guys, why not this one? Oh, because he approaches me now. Check, and that's it. That's winning. Plus 12 points. Wow. Generous Lichess, very generous. So it looks like I have regained everything. I gained 23 points. I lost 17, so I'm 5 points plus. Not bad. Let's see it, the next one. Oh, pawn and game. So we should be okayish here. We should be okayish. So let's just solve that one, and I probably call it a day because that is getting late and my mind starts to lose its grip. 1.5 hours actually already. Nice. Okay, I'll just spend some time on that one. So what have we got here? Pawn in games. What counts here is the king's activity. My king is more active here. Second, whoever gets more extra pawn moves in reserve or reserved pawn moves, whatever. Have we got a lot? Yes, we've got a lot actually. So has got here, right? So black has got a lot of extra moves too. So let's not forget that. Any possibilities of breakthrough? Are they? They are. I can create a passer here. So if I go there, my idea is just to take here, and therefore he has forced to take my pawn. And if that happens, I'm taking here, and then my next move is going to be to go there and create another passer. The problem would be that he can create the counter passer, distant passer on this flank, and I'm not quite sure if that's going to be kind of balancing off mine. I think it is still more profitable, more advantageous to get a distant passer rather than closer passer, like in this case on the D file. But there are the exceptions, of course, so we shouldn't be kind of square-headed. We needed to be a little bit thinking outside of the box here. So if we play something like c4, he simply takes here. He's not going to take en passant, of course. And if we take, this is the defendant passer, and I believe that is not too good for us, but I might be wrong because I can break the pawn structure here. Say he takes, I'm taking here, he comes closer, I'm gonna give him a check, he comes closer, I'm not in there, he's defending his pawn, and I think we are in trouble here. We're in trouble, and then therefore we're not playing this way. So there should be some. Oh, and also, so two things we have covered: king's activity, now extra pawn moves, possibility of pawn break, and also putting your opponent into Zugzwang position. Zugzwang means that any move that he makes would be worsening the position. And in this case, let's just think that all of those pawns on the king's flank are fixed and it is still black's move. He's in trouble because no matter where he moves, here or there, my king infiltrates. If he goes this side, my king goes that side. If he goes that side, my king goes this side and then gobbles the pawns, right? So technically, if we reach the same very position where no pawn moves and it is still a black's move, then we are winning. Okay, so let's see if we can reach that position. It's interesting because it seems like he's got 1, 2 pawn moves here, then maybe 3, 4, 5. I don't know, not 5 of course, because I'm gonna take here, so there is no such a pawn move here. But let's see, is there any way for us to get really quick and fix the position on the queen side? Right, something like this doesn't work because one move eliminated. This move we said sure, taking, and then moving the pawn forward. So what am I doing here then? Creating a passer, sure, take, or even take here. He goes closer, no. If we create a passer, still no. So he goes there, he can create a distant passer here to balance off our passer, and that passer on the queen side will be much more dangerous than our passer in the center, of course. So this move doesn't work, we eliminate that. Now we left with only a pawn move, right? We definitely don't want to go there to sacrifice that. We give perfect like 2 extra moves for black in this position. But if we go a3, let's see what's gonna happen. a3 then, a6, sure. Now we go this way, b4. Surely he cannot really go further because this way we are simply taking the pawn and I think we're gonna win here. But what if he takes there? Also not good because then we can simply retake and then this pawn falls. Surely he can try and create a distant passer here, but he cannot because this pawn, one pawn on b4 guards 2 of his pawns, so he's losing 2. So this way we are preparing b4 advance. Can he do anything about that? Yes, he can. He can go a5. Therefore, we haven't got b4 anymore. But we've got something better. We've got b3 then. Okay. What can he do? So he can move his king, as we said, but as soon as he moves his pawn here, like, then we can, first of all, we can perform the pawn break here, but I don't really want to do that. And if he moves further, let me just see if we can do anything here. If I move further, he simply takes me here. I take him here, he starts to move pawn, yeah, and we are lost. So maybe that's not the good way. Let's just see. So he goes there, a4, a5, sorry, and then I said we move b3, but that doesn't seem right now. You know what, guys? What if we move b4 right away without any preparation? That seems interesting. Why? Because if he takes, yeah, well, I'm gonna take here. I've already got the passer. And if he starts to move somewhere closer, sure, yeah, well, I'm just gonna move back and then promote my passer, just moving further. And once my passer is somewhere around here, I'm just gonna move my king to c5, for example, and gobble that pawn and then go for other pawns of the queen side. So I believe that b4 by elimination, that is a really interesting move since we already covered everything else there. What can he do? Go there with the king? Sure, but then what? Then what? Now go a3. He goes a6. Sure. But if he goes there, bear in mind, I don't even have to react on that. So I can just go that way, right? I can take, he takes. Well, first of all, I will play a3 maybe, but then I can go that way and gobble those pawns, right? So I will get those pawns and that's it. It is winning. So that seems like an interesting plan before. So the only way we say that he can go that way, I can simply take, he takes, and by the way, I can go further. So he will try to create a passer here, but, well, it is not that easy. Or if he goes further with the pawn towards my pawns, I can take that pawn. And if he goes closer to that, I just start to move my pawns. He takes that, I can take his pawn, so he has to cover that one first, and then spending one more tempo, and then I'm gonna go in my pawn. So I think I'm gonna be faster here. Again, seems like it is faster. But again, I'm maybe wrong. I'm maybe very, very wrong here. So I just don't want to go and walk barefoot here. I just want to have some decent calculation first. But definitely this is the move. And if he comes closer, maybe I could even move that way. I don't know. This seems like not really good because what if he moves further? Then I simply take and then I take that pawn. Yeah, so he cannot do that. So before it is then. If he moves further, I'm taking here. So yeah, I'm going before. Yeah, as we said, this is probably the best resistance here. And now we need to decide what we are doing, which is a really good question. And I think I'm just gonna go that way, guys. See, do I have to worry about this whole situation on the queen's flank? I don't think so. Even if he takes here, he hasn't got any infiltration points here, and I'm already starting to scoop the pawns. If he starts to produce something like this, I'm going there. If he goes there further, sure. He cannot really create a passer here. That's the problem for him. I'm taking here. He goes that way. I'm taking. He's taking. I'm taking. He starts to approach the pawn only now. I'm already gobbling the second pawn and I'm going there. I think I'm gonna be fine here. But I may be wrong. I may be wrong. But it seems to me like, yeah, he's way too far. And once he gobbles that pawn, he needs to step away with the king as well, just to let that pawn go. So yeah, I'm gonna go there. Fuck, that's not right. A3. I can't imagine this is the correct move, my lord. Going there then. That's so obvious. But, hang on. That's very dramatic. So I knew I couldn't really go there right away. But why couldn't I go there right away? It's a draw. And tell me why. Because he goes there. I'm taking, he goes for my pawn. I'm going there. He sacrifices in order to get to my pawn here. Otherwise he creates a distant passer. Okay, so I have to take here. He goes there, we're taking, and it's a draw. Can you believe that shit? I told you it is not as easy as it seems. Like 2600 and over, it is not as easy. So I should have restrained my brain and just not jump into conclusion. So a3 is the beast. Now, my concern was that he can take, and I can take, but this way his pawn falls. That's stupid. That's really stupid of me that I decided to not to play a3. Why? Why would I? If it goes there, if it goes that way, I'm simply taking here, right? It's already a passer here. And he can't create a passer.
So if he goes for my pawn, I go for his pawn. It's closer. Oh, I'm definitely winning here. Two extra pawns, 4 out. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I really wonder how I think on those ones. Okay, and I decided it was. Yeah, I wanted to finish with that one, but no, hell no. I'm gonna play more. I would probably get like one more puzzle, something. And that's exactly the gambler's mind, where you need to, in fact, stop, not to go further. But I can't. It's not fun. No fun. We'll try one more. We'll try one more. Now here, the first thing that you can spot is this check, right? This check, it is a check where he can't really recapture because the rook is actually pinning the pawn. So with this check, he needs to get away and he goes to g1, right? Now, what can we do then? That's a good question. First of all, our knight is still under attack, but maybe that's not a biggie, really. Maybe it is. We don't know. So here, what I really wanted to do is just to go there, maybe with the queen, in order to get that pawn in case he takes me, but he will not take. He will take here, check. I'm gonna take, and then what I'm going to do, I don't know. It doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. And also, just imagine there are all possibilities for him to fork my knight, etc. So I'm not really happy about that either. So check, sure, he goes away. Then maybe we take here. That's actually an interesting idea. So if he takes, I'm gonna go there with the queen. And the hell I'm going to, because that's the knight there. I can go there, in fact, which is a good idea. He can't come closer, he can't protect that. And it sounds like he goes like here, maybe. I'm gonna take here, check. He goes away. Can I do anything else here? I don't know. I'm gonna take here then. Seems like initiative, but still not really convincing. Maybe I should just go away or something, I don't know. Well, take here, it's probably the best. So going away. Now taking on f2. He takes on f2 too. Then I'm gonna go there. Now he's threatening. He's taking that. Right, what can I do? I cannot do anything because the f2 knight is double protected, double attacked, but double protected too. And that's it, basically, right? Oh no, hang on a second. I've got my knight on a3. What am I talking about? Just a moment. So I've taken, he's gone. I'm taking here. Now he's gonna take me there. My knight is still there, right? So my knights are here and there on e3 and d3. So what am I doing? I'm gonna take him. So he takes me. Now I'm gonna go there. Threatening discover check here. And wherever he goes, like he goes that way. Sure. He goes that way. And I don't see what I can do, frankly saying. I don't see what I can do. Well, I don't see anything else but to take on e3. Quite honestly. I don't really see anything else. Then maybe I can deviate and just play queen to b6, for example, and then if he takes, yeah, sure, I'm gonna take, but then next move is gonna be fatal. I don't know. Also, I kind of
secretly try to get this king here, like smother checkmate for that one. I don't know. Maybe I can drop somewhere and do something else with tempo. And then he takes. I'm gonna give a check here and checkmate. That's also a possibility because the knight can drop from here and there. By the way, attacking his queen, and the queen can't really go to that many places from here. And then if he takes, I'm gonna. If he takes first, though, he can't take because I'm gonna give him discovered check from here. Yeah, that makes sense. So taking here check, he goes away. Now, well, this one seems interesting, but maybe I could take instead, but then he takes with the knight, and that's kind of a problem for me because this f2, I don't want this f2 to be covered, so I think my best way would be to go there to b6. If he gives me check here, sure, I'm just gonna take that. And my idea is that he can't really retake me, but I can pose a really deadly threat here. I'm just gonna go there or there with my knight, and therefore f2 is gonna be checkmate threat, and his queen is gonna be under attack. His queen can get away. His queen can get away, but still I can impose checkmate threat on him by even going to c2. Then I'm threatening to take his rook or that one. Again, if I do that, that's another problem because he can actually go to f1 with the rook and protect f2, which is also a pain in the back, in fact. But that seems to me the only way here. I don't really see anything more forcing than taking with check, which is probably the best idea. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna take here with check, guys. I don't see anything better. So this is quite forcing move, right? Now we need to think. Now we need to think. And here I've got all kinds of, maybe even this move to attack the queen or something, or going there or some sort. My knight is in fact under attack, so gosh, that's hard. And the initial idea was to go to b6 with the queen. Actually, I wanted to go to d4, but then I spotted actually that's not gonna help me really. So I go there. If he goes there, check, I'm taking, and then my idea is to jump away with the knight in order to impose checkmate threat here. But let's face it, if I go there, am I winning here? No, I'm still piece down. I'm the whole piece down. So that wouldn't really help me, would it? And what I secretly want to do is just to go there and take the knight with checkmate. So that's what I want. Can I do that? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe you can still take, and if he takes, maybe there's something like taking here too. He goes there. I go that way, and I got a hell lot of material down, and what am I gaining here? It's not really clear to me. And I feel like I've seen something similar here. So if I take there, and he takes, and I take, well, I take here, but yeah, I'm threatening to take, so he takes, and I'm gonna give him check from here or something, or maybe from here. He takes, I'm gonna give him oh no, I can't give him check. Shit. If I take this way, he takes here check. I'm taking, and there is nothing really. So that's not too forcing. That's what kind of concerns me. There should be something that guarantees you a win, not this whole stuff. Ah. The main principles here solving puzzles, there are several, but the main one is be patient. That's it. Don't freaking rush at all. Every single step you need to stop and just check if you missed something. So that happened to me today. Rushing, just not calculating the variations. That's it. Every time you guessed right and you are closer to the position, you need to be sure that you're not missing something. So it's worth stopping and looking thoroughly as if it's the first time you look at the position, right? So unfortunately, I don't really follow my own rules sometimes. Right. So maybe go in there. So he takes. What's the point then? Nah, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Anything else we could do forcefully here? Let's verify. I'm just really keen on knowing. So if I take here, so he definitely retakes me, right? So he definitely retakes me, and then what? Then I can go there actually, threatening checkmate here. Now g3, for example. Does that help? I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. Therefore, maybe something else would do. Rook sacrifice seems interesting because that clears the way for my queen to go in. But hey, that cost for queen. No. Any other ideas? So my ingenuity generator is slightly impaired now. I'm getting more and more tired. I can go there. That was my plan too. So if it takes me here with check, sure, so be it. I can actually go there and take with the queen to threaten checkmate here too. But I hardly believe there is nothing there. So like going that way, for example, is perfect way. Going back, don't know. Doesn't make sense. Anything else? F2 is really delicious. It's really delicious. But what can we possibly do? And I don't like this check. Once somebody checks, it means that you are not possessing the initiative anymore. It's like turning the table. So that's why I frankly want to sacrifice that here on f2. The rook goes on f2, it takes retakes with the knight, e4 takes f2, but then what are we doing here, guys? Any subtle knight jumps or something, I don't know. The problem is he can bring the other pieces in, like bishop somewhere here, maybe not. It doesn't seem playable. This is definitely the threat. So if I go there, he takes. If I take here first, he takes. Then I go there, threatening. Now, what does he do? He goes g3, and my knight here is still under attack, right? But that said, have we got anything? We can take him. He takes, right? Then we can go something like check here. And it really depends where he goes, but what if he goes like here? Then of course I can go to e3 with a threat, but that's not a real threat, right? So he goes away. No, actually it is a threat, because if I give him a check and he goes away somewhere here, I'm bringing another rook in. So that's checks, and unfortunately it should be kind of really bad for white. But if I simply take, if he doesn't take, what's gonna happen? We're taking here, right, or something. And we're taking here with checkmate, right? So this is a threatening move, and it's kind of a good one. So get in there. Now here, threatening checkmate in one again. G3 seems the most plausible move here. Anything else? It doesn't seem like helping, really. H3, checkmate in one, right? So G3 it is. With G3 we need to be quite... we need to take. And are we threatening something? Yeah, we do. We just do this check and then checkmating. So he takes, and then we can give this check, and then if he moves somewhere, we start chasing him. What if he moves back to g2? Is there any way for me to start attacking him? I don't know. Moving to a3, just going there, checkmate or something. Check, goes away. Give this check. I think that's the only way. I believe. Well, at least that shows some that we've got some initiative. Otherwise, I don't really see anything. I'm gonna go there. Take, nice. So this is good. This is very good, actually. So if I take, and if he takes, I got this move too, by the way, guys. So this is probably an improvement, because if he goes anywhere close there, I would have a lot of checks for him. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just want to go there instead. He can cover, actually. This is the thing. That's bad. That's really bad. He can cover. Right, so in this case, taking, he takes, then we go the check. If he comes back, that's bad, because this check kills. Now, if he goes further, like here, then we're gonna go there, and if he goes like h4, we can still drop back, I believe, and it is still threatening checkmates there, all kind of nasty stuff, but still not too forcing again. So don't get me wrong. So it is still not winning. That's what I mean. But it's good that we're on the right direction here, right? We're in the right direction, and we need to follow that. Maybe queen to b6 is interesting. Maybe this one. Well, this one seems like way too. Just take here. He takes. We retake check, and wherever he goes, he's in trouble, right? So not going there, not going there. Just check here. He goes there. Just check here. He goes somewhere. check here, he goes there's yeah, that's gonna be really bad because the rook is coming here too. So once he's on the run, that's gonna be really bad. So I think this is beast. We're bringing the queen in. Checkmate threat in 1. Can't do much about it. The covering not working. G3 is working, but then check takes check, and then we are continuing with our routine. So if he goes back to G2, then we are going to E3, and we're still threatening to take here check. So if he covers, still check. He goes away there, check here, takes, still not checkmate, which kind of frustrates me. I reckon there should be much better play than that. Therefore, I'm thinking about taking here right away. How is it better? I don't know. Taking there, check here, can't go anywhere. If he goes there, then maybe going there, h4, going back. Then still kind of discovered checks or something. No, hang on. If there, I can go that way. Can I? Can I not? No, I cannot because I can go there check. Then he goes and takes my. Then I go there check. And I believe I should checkmate him. Well, with the only queen, I don't know. Check, he goes somewhere. I don't know. No, that doesn't seem right. So taking right away before you. No, I have to bring the queen in. I just have to. Maybe going there, by the way. That's an interesting stuff. So he can't really cover that much, can he? That's a brilliant idea. He can't cover anyhow, and that is, even if he goes that way, I'm just simply taking, and this is still under attack, and he can't recover. Wow, look at this sneaky move I found. So we can attack G2, still attack G2. He can't go anywhere. He can't really protect that square, and that's basically it. So he goes there, I'm just taking. No freaking way to defend that pawn. Wow. Sneaky attack. Who would have thought? I am amazed. Really nice. That must be it. 11 points. Yeah! Guys, this is a really nice one. Actually, I really like that last one, and I'm even more proud that I found the solution here. So, I believe that will be it for today. I don't think I gained a lot of points. Let me just verify how many points I got the last session. 8 points, in fact, right? So that's not too bad. I'm really proud because it is quite strong, really hard puzzles, and the level is quite high. So this kind of even small gain is manifesting that you are not really like losing points, right? So good. I'm pleased with the result. Okay, so thank you to everybody who was watching and will be watching in record. I hope that kind of my failures, my faults will be preventing you from making the same errors. A lack of patience, not deep calculations, lack of ingenuity, which I don't know what they were dictated by, but probably lack of mood or something. But I'm willing to solve. In fact, even now I know that I need to stop, but I'm still kind of capable of solving. My brain is not that fuzzy. So yeah, but I hope you can learn on my mistakes too, and I will learn on my mistakes as well. So thank you to everybody, and I would hope to see you on Wednesday. Okay, that's gonna be the planned session for solving puzzles. Okay, thank you everybody, and see you later. Take care, and bye bye.